Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Valerie and today I want to show you how to make this crossbody bag. This bag has enough space for a laptop, books or personal items. Additionally, it has many pockets for small things. So it would be especially perfect for students, or just if you have many things to carry. Also, I made a free pattern for this bag. You can find it in the description below. So let's get into the tutorial. So to make this bag, we will need faux leather, or you can use another fabric, but try to choose fairly dense fabric, so the bag will hold its shape better. We will also need fusible interfacing to reinforce all the pieces of the bag, lining fabric, 2 zippers, one for the inner pocket 20 cm long, and one for the bag itself. Mine is 50 cm long, but I will trim it to 32 cm. A piece of foam 10 by 32 cm for the bottom of the bag. If you don't have foam, you can use a piece of linoleum or something else to stiffen the bottom. You will also need an adjustable slider and a ring. I couldn't find a matching slider and a ring, so I will use one slider as a ring. So first of all, I cut out all the pieces. Now all these pieces need to be interfaced. Cut out the interfacing pieces, place them on the wrong side of the shell fabric pieces with the adhesive side down, and iron them on. Do this with all the pieces. The side panels and the bottom I'm going to interface twice. When attaching the interfacing, do not move the iron over it. Instead, press it down to avoid wrinkles and distortions. After we have interfaced all the pieces, we can start assembling the bag. Let's start with the pockets. Take the side pocket piece, fold it in half and make a stitch 1 cm from the top edge. I'm going to use these needles for leather and a Teflon foot to help the leather move more easily. And do the same with the small pockets. Fold them and make stitches. Now take the large pocket, place it on a front panel piece, and top stitch around the edges, except for the top edge, of course, because we want to keep the pocket open. Also, make a stitch down the middle. For convenience, you can mark a line to follow for stitching. Now, take the gusset piece. I've transferred markings from the pattern onto it, which help understand where the sides end and the bottom begins. And now, I'm going to place another bottom piece on it, wrong sides together, and make 2 seams on the sides, 1 cm from the edge. Then I'm going to insert the foam into resulting channeling. Actually, you can do this later, because it will be easier to sew the pieces of the bag together without a foam. I marked the line along which to sew on the pocket. Now, I'm going to take the small pocket. As you can see, there is also a seam allowance line marked on it. I'm going to align these 2 lines by placing the pocket right sides together with the gusset and make a stitch. After that, fold the pocket and now we want to sew it on the sides. For convenience, I'm going to secure the pocket in place using the adhesive tape for leather. I showcase it in all my videos where I'll work with leather because it's really a must-have. Mine is 1 cm wide, so to avoid stitching directly into the adhesive tape, I've trimmed it to about 7 mm, since my stitching will be 1 cm from the edge. You can actually sew through this tape, and I used to do that way before, but the needle tends to get a bit stuck in it, so it's better to avoid it. And then I'm going to make 2 stitches 1 cm from the edge. Another hack for working with leather that I've also mentioned before is using oil. This oil came with the machine for lubricating its parts. As you can see, there's not much left. I use it to help the presser foot glide more smoothly over the leather. I used to use cuticle oil as well, which came with convenient brush for application. But my dad said that the machine could get clogged from that kind of oil, and that only technical oil should be used. And do the same thing on the other side as well. Here, 1 cm from the edge, make a notch. Do this on all sides. Now align the gussets with the front panel piece and sew them together with a 1 cm seam. And then sew on the back panel in the same way. Then trim all the corners and turn the back right side out. Now let's work on a back strap. Place the strap pieces right sides together and sew on one side. For now, just on one side. Unfortunately, I ran out of adhesive tape at the most inconvenient moment. Since I can iron down the seam allowances on leather, I glue them. But since I have a very little adhesive tape left, I only glued 1 seam allowance and tried to align the second one to it. Well, I think you understand the idea, that we need to hide the seam allowances inside the strap. Then I made stitches on both sides and here's what I got. Now, from the strap, I'm going to cut off a small piece, approximately 6 cm long. Then I'm going to put a ring on this piece of strap and attach it to the side of the back with a 1 cm seam allowance. And on the other side, attach the strap. With that, the back can be set aside for now, and we move on to the lining. I marked the pocket opening on the wrong side of the lining, and now this area needs to be interfaced. Cut a piece of interfacing 23 by 3 cm, place it on a marking, and iron it on. I turned the lining right side up and also marked the pocket opening here. Now I'm going to place the pocket on this mark. I interface the top of the pocket with a similar piece of interfacing and also mark the pocket opening on it. Then added 5 mm up and down from this line and drew a rectangle. I'm going to pin the pocket to the lining and stitch along this rectangle. Now, along this line in the middle, we need to make a cut. Stop 1 cm before the end and make a triangular cut. Now, pull the pocket through the resultant opening. After that, the pocket needs to be ironed well. Next, take the zipper, place it under this opening, and top stitch around it. I switched to a zipper foot because it's more convenient for attaching the zipper. I also basted the zipper to prevent it from shifting. All that's left is to fold the pocket in half and close all the sides with a seam 1 cm from the edge. I didn't attach the pocket to the lining from the top. I folded back the seam allowances and made a stitch. After that, you can also iron the pocket. Now let's make the second pocket. Fold the pocket piece in half and close all sides. Then, in the middle, we need to make an opening through which we will turn the pocket right side out. After that, trim all the corners, turn the pocket right side out through the opening, and press it. I'm going to place it on the marking on the lining and pin it. And then I'm going to sew it in place. Now take the zipper. I've already trimmed my zipper to the 32 cm, and now we need to cover its end. Take a piece of leather, 6 by 3 cm, cover the end of the zipper with it like this, and make a stitch. Now place the zipper face up on the lining, aligning it with the markings on the lining, and then place the zipper panel on top of it, face down, and connect them all with a stitch. You can sew them separately, first the zipper, then the zipper panel, or all together, whichever is more convenient for you. On the other side, do the same. Align the lining with the zipper, and then place the zipper panel on top. This is what you should end up with. After that, close the side seams of the lining. So I've sewn up the seams, leaving a fairly large opening on one side for turning the back right side out. Now we need to make the bottom on the lining. Fold the corner like this and stitch it. I also finished it with an overlocker. Now take the back, turn it inside out, tuck the strap inside and insert the lining, also turn the inside out. Then stitch the line into the back all around. Now through the opening in the lining, turn it back right side out. To secure the zipper panel in place so it doesn't protrude, top stitch it all around. Now take the slider and thread the strap through the both openings. Next, insert the strap into the ring and thread it back through the same opening, then through the second one. And make a stitch here. trim any excess and the strap is done. All that's left is to close the opening and align it with a straight stitch. Tuck everything back in and the bag is done. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Feel free to write in the comments your suggestions for future tutorials which you would like to see. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!